Warm greetings from TNV Academy. Today in this session, we are going to discuss about control charts. However, before we start, let me tell you about the key concepts that we will be discussing today. During this session, we will talk about what are control charts, when to use a control chart, what does a control chart consist of, benefits of a control chart, how to make a control chart, and what are the process variations. So let's begin our session and discuss what a control chart is. A control chart, sometimes called a Shewhart chart, a statistical process control chart or an SPC chart, is one of the several graphical tools typically used in quality control analysis to understand how a process changes over time. Data are plotted in time order. A control chart always has a central line for the average, an upper line for the upper control limit, and a lower line for the lower control limit. These lines are determined from historical data. By comparing current data to these lines, you can draw conclusions about whether the process variation is consistent or is unpredictable. This versatile data collection and analysis tool can be used by a variety of industries and is considered one of the 7 basic quality tools. Control charts for variable data are used in pairs. The top chart monitors the average or the centering of the distribution of data from the process. The bottom chart monitors the range or the width of the distribution. If your data was shorts in target practice, the average is where the shorts are clustering and the range is how tightly they are clustered. Control charts for attribute data are used silently. Now let us discuss when to use a control chart. A control chart should be used when controlling ongoing processes by finding and correcting problems as they occur, when predicting the expected range of outcomes from a process, when determining whether a process is stable in statistical control, when analyzing patterns of process variation from special causes, non-routine events, or common causes built into the process, when determining whether your quality improvement project should aim to prevent specific problems or to make fundamental changes to the process. We will now move ahead and discuss what does a control chart consist of. A control chart consists of various attributes as listed below. Points represent a statistic of measurements of a quality characteristics in sample taken from the process of the data at different times. Here the statistics can be a mean, range, proportion, etc. The mean of the static, a center line must be drawn. For all the samples, the standard deviation of the statics is to be calculated. The natural process limits, for example, upper and lower control limits, these are separate lines, indicate the origin at the process output is considered statistically unlikely and typically drawn at 3 standard deviations from the center line. That means 2 standard deviations above and below the center line. We will now discuss the benefits of using control charts. Control charts can help you understand the variations that are always present in process. Variations within your control limits indicate that the process is working. Variations that spike outside of your control limits indicate problems that need to be corrected. See when something is going wrong or may go wrong. These problems indicators let you know that corrective actions needs to be taken. Notice patterns within plotted points. The patterns indicate possible causes, which can help you find possible solutions. Predict future performance. Generate new ideas for improving quality based on your analysis. Let us now take a look at how to make control charts. Control charts are a great way to separate common cause variations from special cause variations. With a control chart, you can monitor a process variable over time. Follow these steps to get started. The first one is decide on a time period, typically noted on the x-axis of the control chart, to collect the necessary data and establish your control limits. The second one is collect your data and plot it on the control chart. The third one is calculate the average of your data and add a control line. The fourth one is calculate upper and lower limits and add these lines in your chart, ideally in a different color or style. The fifth one is note any out of control signals or places where your data falls outside of your control limits. Investigate the causes and adjust your process to minimize risk of these abnormalities. The sixth one is, with your control limits in mind, continue to track your process. And finally, we will now discuss about process variations in control charts. Before you can build your control chart, you will need to understand different types of process variation so you can monitor whether your process is stable. Variations can come from common causes and special causes. Common cause variations. Common cause variations are predictable, are always present in your process. A simple example, consider how long it takes you commute to work every morning. You may drive the same route every morning, but the drive is never the same. Perhaps it takes you an average of 20 minutes from the time you leave your house until you pull into the parking lot. Due to common cause variations such as stoplights and traffic congestion, some days it will take less time and other days it will take more time. Even though you don't know exactly when you will get work tomorrow, you know that it will fall within an acceptable time frame and you will arrive on time. When variations stay within your upper and lower limits, there is no urgent need to change your process because everything is working within predictable parameters. Special cause variations. Special cause variations are usually sporadic and unpredictable. For example, running out of gas, engine failure, or flat tire could extend your commute by an hour or more. But these types of special causes will not happen every day. When special cause variations occurs, it's still a good idea to analyze what went wrong to see if these anomalies can be prevented in the failure. In our commuting example, you could make sure you stop at a gas station when you are running low on gas and make sure your vehicle is well maintained to ensure proper operation. So we have now come to the conclusion of this session. In case you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section of the video and we will be really happy answering them. Till we meet next, it's best wishes from TNV Academy. Thank you.